on the Texas A&M Sports Network from Learfield. Welcome to the Aggie Basketball Hour with Joni Taylor, brought to you by Coors Light, Choose Chill, and Giga Maggie's 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. Also brought to you in part by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Visit rudys.com to find real Texas barbecue near you. And by Twisted Tea, hard iced tea for the 12th man. Please drink responsibly. Now, welcome to the Aggie Basketball Hour with Joni Taylor. Here's Steve Miller.
And hi again, everybody. Welcome out to Rudy's Barbecue. It is the Aggie Basketball Hour with Joni Taylor. Great to have you with us tonight. We are going to talk basketball for the next 60 minutes here on Harvey Road here at the Rudy's Barbecue location. Joni, was the shivers you had with the announcer guy saying your name, or because it's cold outside?
Well, it was that, and then also I looked over at your notes, and I don't know what any of that means. Like, that's
how I keep track of what happens in a game.
Wow.
So we have. Let's see. We have the time of the basket, the score, what the score differential is, and what happened. So that would be Lauren Ware's free throw.
Got it.
And the next free throw made it an 11-0 run. That's what those markings are.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what that looks like. So
that's what gave me the shivers. If I'm being completely honest,
yes.
That's what gave me the
you
shivers.
You had no idea.
There's a lot of numbers over there.
What hieroglyphics? That was a fun game to chart.
It was.
The Aggies getting the season opening win against Corpus Christi last week, 81-43, and hey. I mean, last year we didn't beat Corpus Christi,
so
let's start there. That was quite a change and fun. I don't know about you guys, but I had fun. Yeah. I hope everybody had fun watching the game and watching the way that the team is playing.
It was a lot of fun. I actually told our team that, and I've been telling our team this all preseason, even in hard moments. I was like, you ladies are fun to coach. You're fun to be around, and even when they make mistakes, there's just a desire for them to get better and to be coached hard and to get it right. And I've missed that. If I'm being completely honest, I've just missed that. And so I had a lot of fun on Wednesday. And I was telling Darius when we got home, I was like, it's been a while since I had that kind of fun. So I'm looking forward to just how we continue to take the next step. Corpus Christi is going to be a really good team as Toyelle continues in her first year to get them going and get her own players into that program. But I'm excited about some of the things that we did, offensive rebounds, defensively, what we were able to do. And so that was the right first step for us to take last week.
And one of the steps I enjoyed was the concept of defense creating offense.
Yes. Someone texted me from our time at Georgia and said, now that's a Joni Taylor team. And I was like, well, thank you.
Right.
You know, it's sometimes you start to wonder if you're losing your mind a little bit. And so it was really fun to watch how excited they were for the deflections. We had more deflections at halftime of our game last Wednesday than I want to say we had for games, you know, as we finished last year. And so, you know, obviously we don't want to – one of our newcomers said to me, they keep asking us about last year. And I'm like, I know it's going to happen. And so while we don't want to keep comparing teams, I will say it's just to see how we were able to get into our press because of the steals that we got. And Nye led the country in steals last year at, 4 a game, and she had 8 last week.
Well, yeah. So if we want to talk about last year, Nye, I mean, there you go. I mean, you totally average 4 and change, and then come out in this opener here and get 8.
Yeah.
That's just crazy to me. The intensity that she plays with, there seems to be no limit.
For a very long, extended minutes of time. And this is what she wanted to come here for. And we also have told her to prepare her body and her mind for those type of minutes, and she's done a great job.
She ended up, 38 minutes. Was that the game plan?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. It's probably what it's going to look like for her every single night. I mean, if we can figure out how to, Jordan Webster, as she continues to get herself back healthy, she will be her primary sub right now at the point. Obviously, Cheney is a combo guard. She can play the point and play off the ball. And we want Cheney to have the utmost confidence when she gets out onto the floor. And so putting her off the ball is the best position for her to do that. And if the game is, well underway and taken care of, then we'll put Cheney at the point a little bit. But I want to Cheney is going to bring light to our team. She's going to bring energy to our fans. Our team. She's going to be a fan favorite. And so when we put her out there, we want to put her out there in the best position possible. And while she is a point guard right now, that is off the ball. So as Jordan Webster continues to get healthy, she will back up Nia a little bit more and maybe give Nia some breathing room. But until then, Nia is going to be on the floor.
Shani Spencer, the one that came in with about a minute left in the game, and as soon as she's on the floor and nailed that three-pointer, and you thought that was the biggest basket of the day. So much enthusiasm and excitement for her.
You know what she said? She didn't say this to me, but she said this to one of our other coaches. She said, I blacked out. She said, I just blacked out after that happened. I couldn't tell you anything else that happened for the rest of the game. That's something like I have dreamed about forever. I blacked out. I had a moment.
Yeah.
And that is why you do this, because sure. Cheney is someone who her dream has been to wear that uniform and be out on that floor, and for her to score her first basket, and that way with so many friends and family and fans, cheering for her, like we were all really excited for her.
I don't want to pass judgment after just one game, but these players seem to like each other.
They do. They spend a ton of time together. They are locked into each other. They can hold each other accountable. They really do get along very well.
One of the things kind of inside basketball here is that we tape our pregame show right at the beginning of shoot-around. Typically it's about 5 to 6 hours before the game. And this week we sat in about the same spot we've always sat in. We could barely hear each other.
Right.
There was so much racket and enthusiasm going on with this team. It's just invigorating.
It is. They're fun to be around. I've said this to you guys at our welcome back party at Biscuits and Baskets. Like if you come to Beyond Basketball, I've said like this team is a lot of fun. And as much as you're going to love watching them play basketball, you're going to love getting to know who they are as young women. They're hilariously funny. They take great pride in being great women on the court and off the floor, and want to push themselves and represent this program and university well.
One of the things that you kind of alluded to, we talked about just momentarily, the steals in the game. There were 13 in the first half, 21 for the game, and Nye ended up with 8 of those. But it's one thing to get the steal. It's what do you do with it? And how did you evaluate that?
We've grown in that area because there was a time that we couldn't convert a steal to a bucket, and just timing was off. And so I think that was one of the areas where we challenged our team is we've got to convert transition opportunities. If we have the advantage, whether it's 2-on-1, 3-on-2, like we've got to score. And it was nice to see that happen. And the other area where we challenged them that they really stepped up was offensive rebounds. We want to rebound 40% of our misses on the offensive side and 75% of our misses defensively. And I didn't think we were doing a great job, especially from the guard perspective, of rebounding the basketball in practice and some of the close scrimmages we had. And Janae's too athletic and too tall, and Lamaya's too good and has a good nose for the ball. Celeste Blow, like Jordan. We've got some guards who could really go rebound the basketball. Obviously, it's not a secret that Fats led the country in defensive rebounding, so her expectation is to have a double-double every game. But for us to have, 29 offensive rebounds, I thought that was another area where we talked about some low-hanging fruit that we could get better in, and they responded in both of those areas.
Yeah, and some of that, that's an opportunity. So that opportunity that you got the offensive rebound, maybe not the opportunity that we're making those available.
Right, absolutely. And that's the one thing that we talk about, like based on how we shoot the basketball, based on how they shoot the basketball, there's going to be tons of opportunity for us to go rebound the ball. But you're not going to get it if you don't go.
Right, and if you're going to go out there and shoot three-pointers at the rate that you did, you got to go get the ones that you don't make.
You have to. And it's how do we create extra opportunities? And that's through getting steals. That's through going to get offensive boards. That's scoring on out-of-bounds plays. And so those little buckets where we can create extra opportunities and steal some points is things that we really emphasize.
2 words, free throws.
Oh, I thought you were going to at least wait until the second segment.
All right, so in the second segment, we're going to talk about free throws. Wow.
Man. Listen, if you have been to practice since last Wednesday, we have done so many different free throw. We shoot free throws every day, okay? Because that's the first thing, and no offense to anybody who has, and nobody in this room has because I know all of you, but please don't email me and ask me to practice free throws like we do, okay? We do that, right? I love you guys, but we do practice free throws every day. But the challenging ways that we have put them under duress at the free throw line. Like, so we've tried, I went literally into my old bag of tricks and brought out some games that we used to do a long time ago, like that required like some pressure situations to try to get them in that moment of like shoot. Because what really, honestly, that was a shocking stat for me. We have not been a poor free throw shooting team, and the ladies who missed, in my mind, are our best free throw shooters. And so for Celeste Blow to miss free throws, absolutely, like, no pun intended, it blew my mind that she did. And so that's just a matter of, like, first game jitters, hopefully, stepping up there and focusing on what the task is at hand. But we have been very creative in our free throw shooting this week in practice.
And some of these opportunities just weren't there. If you look at in the second quarter, 0 for 1. There was just one shot taken. And in the third quarter, 1 for 4. That's a long stretch to have just 5 attempts. And it could have been longer if we went back and look at the minutes on either side. The game had changed during those second and third quarters.
I appreciate that, but they're free throws.
Well, I understand.
Yeah, we got to make free throws.
And 1.
I mean, it's 12 for 23. I believe that's the stat, right? Yeah. It's stuck in my brain. We left a lot of points on the board in that area, and we need all the points we can get. So,
second chance points. We talk about those offensive rebounds. You get 29 offensive rebounds and get 24 second chance points. That's a ton.
That's pretty good. Between that and the points we got in transition, I was really happy with those areas. What we tell our team is, especially as we continue to play teams that are going to be stretch us in other ways, like, you don't want to put that type of pressure on your half-court offense to score all of your points. There's going to be teams that are faster than us. There are going to be teams that are bigger than us. And so how can we score in other areas besides the half-court? That's at the free throw line. That's getting offensive rebound. That's running the floor. And so that's scoring off your inbounds plays. And so we try to really talk about those areas of scoring, because they put a lot of pressure on your half-court offense if that's the only way you're relying to score the basketball.
When you talk about stretching the offense there and going in transition, it was exciting to see us throwing the ball over the defense. Yeah. There was one play, I don't think the ball even touched the floor in transition, and that's exciting.
It really is, and they share the ball really well. That was another thing that was really fun to watch, to see them make the extra pass and share the basketball with each other.
What about that vision to see down the floor? So it wasn't just any one player. We went back, probably 4 or 5 different players managed to get that outlet and go in transition.
That's something that we've spent, a ton of time on. We haven't always converted those opportunities. We felt like if we could get out and run, we tell our players, win your race. Like, win your race. The person next to you on offense and defense, your job is to win your race. Put your head down and run and win your race. And we thought against Corpus Christi, if I run and they run, I'm going to win. And they really went out and did that.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the individual performances. We already mentioned Nye Pryor, what she did. We're going to talk about some more of the individual performances. When you need a new roof or just have a pesky leak, you want to call the winning team at Schulte Roofing, home of the Bulletproof Roof Guarantee. Get the best. Visit SchulteRoofing.com. We're live from Rudy's Barbecue. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Joni Taylor from Learfield. Head on over to your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com to place an order for their real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. And don't forget, Rudy serves made-to-order and grab-and-go breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. We're back. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Joni Taylor. I'm Steve Miller. Great to have you with us. We are at Rudy's Barbecue here on Harvey Road talking basketball for the next hour. The Aggies' next game is this Thursday, 11 a.m. They'll host Tarleton at Reed Arena. It'll be elementary school day. You can listen right here on the A&M Sports Network. Locally, that'll be Zone 1150, or watch on the SEC Network Plus. And then on Sunday, A&M is at Kansas State, 1 o'clock. Again, listen on the A&M Sports Network. Locally, that'll be 1620 WTAW, and it'll be on ESPN Plus. So a couple of good games coming up that we'll talk about here in just a few minutes. But you mentioned Fats, and Fats, Jana, I mean, oh my goodness. What a game. 13 points, 10 rebounds, 3 steals, and it just seemed like that she was everywhere you needed her to be.
We asked Fats, we asked every player, right? But we asked Fats, you know, what does she want to be known for in terms of, like, what she brought to this team? And, again, we've mentioned she led the country in defensive rebound. She obviously is a really good scorer. And her answer was, like, I want to be the juice. Like, I want to be the juice. I want to bring the energy. I want to bring the passion. like, I want to be the one that sets the tone in that area. And what a great thing for one of your best players to say, right? And she does. I mean, she's got tons of energy. She missed a little bit of time in the fall. She had a high ankle sprain, and those are nasty if you know anything about high ankle sprains. And so she's just now really getting into the flow and understanding of what it is we're doing. But I was so happy for her to be out there and have that type of energy and not be thinking and processing and just going out there to play. But we call her all gas because she is like no breaks. Like, she is constantly go, 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 go all the time. She's 100% committed. You should hear her sing the war hymn in her accent. It is the funniest, cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. But she just has great pride already in being here at A&M, and she's somebody who just brings tons of energy to everything we do.
In addition to leading the country in defensive rebounds last year, she was number 7 in total double-doubles. And if you're going to double-double enough to be ranked in the top 10 of the country, you are bringing it.
What is this? I think Wednesday was, 28 for her? Is that right? Do you have that stat?
Yeah, I can agree.
I think it was our 28th. Yeah, Brandon's giving me the thumbs up. I think that was her 28th double-double that she had last Wednesday. But, yes, she is. I mean, she's going to get an offensive rebound for a putback. She's going to make a three. She's going to rim run. She's going to score it. She just has a knack for the ball, and she's highly, highly skilled. Talk about her size and why her size at that position, the 4 position, is so impactful. Well, I think she's someone. I'm 6'1", right? Honestly, if we're talking, Fats is a little bit shorter than me, right? So she's probably 6 foot. But she's a matchup problem, right? If you put a guard on her, she's going to go post up, and she loves to post up. If you put a bigger forward on her, she's going to stretch him. She's going to shoot it. She's going to drive him. She can rebound it and bring it in transition. And so she's just a nightmare problem from a matchup standpoint. What we really spent a ton of time with her on this summer is facing longer opponents. And that's where our practice guys are so valuable because they are big and they bring length to her and can really bother her shot a little bit because she is going to run up against some players in the SEC when we get going, or even Kansas State on Sunday, who are going to be as athletic as her and a little bit taller. And so we really worked on her face-up game. She already had that in her bag, but that's where we've really challenged her to make the right decision in terms of making the extra play or facing up and putting on the floor and not trying to go back to the basket all the time. But she's a nightmare problem. And part of that nightmare is when she was out on the perimeter and turned and made a three-pointer. Right. That's an eye-opener. And, Coach, excuse me, hello, what happened here? How does that add to things? Well, her and Penn, they both are 4s that are going to stretch us. And it's been a minute since our 4 has been able to do that. But that's the 4s that we like to have on our roster. Our 4 really is the decision maker for our offense. The ball goes through their hands, and they're the ones who have to decide what we're doing, whether that's in transition, in our secondary, and a ton in our offense as well. And so when we have 4s who can face up and who can stretch it, who can shoot it, who can pass it, it's our sweet spot. One of those players who came in and made immediate impact, Lamaya Hilton. Fun to watch her. 14 points, 3 assists, 4 steals, had a couple of rebounds in that, and then made 3 3-pointers. Yeah. I mean, she's touched the ball. It feel like it was going in. She's somebody who loves just defensively doing things. She started at Arizona, defensive-minded team, went to Miami, defensive-minded team, and then there was a coaching change. And one of the things that we talked about when she went into the portal was like, Coach, I like playing defense. And I'll be honest, like, there was a time where I said, Lamaya, I thought you said you liked playing defense. Like, what are we – like, where is that? But it was really nice to see her really extend herself and bring some energy and make shots. And just – she's somebody who can fill up a stat sheet. And that's the thing that's exciting about this team is that we have a lot of players who can fill up a stat sheet in a lot of ways. This is her last go-round. And so our conversation to her has been like, why would you hold anything back? Mm-hmm. This is it. And so to see her fill up the stat sheet the way she did – have really good energy, and set the tone from a guard standpoint or perimeter on the wing was really good. In this day and age, if you look at the roster, you start seeing schools and where people have been and where they may have crisscrossed. And she crisscrosses with Lauren Ware at Arizona, yet not on the actual playing surface, it seems, because that was a season at Arizona where Lauren, I think, was hurt the whole season. They were correct. Lauren, they were there together at Arizona, her and Lauren, but they did not play on the court together. But as soon as Well, first of all, my first introduction to Lamaya was that she plays for Team Canada. My Lamaya is from Canada. Something else, I'm going to take a sidebar.
Yeah, sure.
If you've noticed, when we shoot free throws, every player kind of has like a song, kind of like softball. You know how softball has like a walk-up song? So we're trying to introduce that with us, and so every player got to pick a song. And when Lamaya went to the free throw line, they played "Oh Canada" because she's from Canada. So now when people are wondering what's going on, you guys can help explain what we're trying to do, just to show a little bit of their personality and add some more stuff to that dead ball space before they shoot a free throw. But I coached against Lamaya for 18 and under, for the gold medal for 18 and under, and then I think like to advance from the quarterfinals, she played for the 19 and under Canadian team that I had to coach against. And I remember watching her like, man, we missed out on that one. Like she just wasn't on our radar. So that was my first introduction to her. And then when she went into the portal and called, one of the first things she said was, I remember you, but also you got Lauren Ware. And I was like, yes. Yes, we do. We have Lauren Ware. And so she just went on about Lauren and how she had developed and how she had grown and how highly Lauren speaks of Texas A&M and our program and our staff. And so it's really neat for them to be able to be back together again.
What was that decision process like for Lamaya Hilton in choosing A&M?
She came to us and nobody else.
Kind of like that.
Kind of like that. She went into the portal. We talked maybe 10 minutes after she went into the portal. We set an official visit. She came and she committed on her visit. Didn't go anywhere else.
That's perfect.
It's perfect. I mean, she's a
fifth
year senior. You know at that point, like, what are we doing, right?
What are you looking for? Yeah. You know, that's great. Somebody who already here, Janae Kent. Last year averaging 6 points, started every game. That was all great. Well, she blew that stat out of the water, getting 11 points, 8 rebounds. One of her best games in the maroon and white. What's different for her?
Her mindset. You know, I'm so excited for Janae. Janae is a great young lady. Her family's wonderful. And I'll say this, like, I won't put all of this on Janae, but I really think, like, nobody expected last year to go the way it went. And when it did, I think she just became someone who, like, lamented and kind of just followed everyone else. And that's not who she is. Janae is a leader. She knows what she's supposed to say, what she's supposed to do. And to her credit, she walked in our end of the year evaluation and was like, I succumbed to the environment around me. And I feel bad about that. I don't want to do that. That's not who I am. She went out and made a vision board for what she wanted her off season to look like and what she was going to do, her goals. She also had an off season surgery. She was on a scooter and got clipped by somebody on a bike and broke her collarbone and had to have surgery.
Where'd that happen at?
Here, coming to the gym this spring.
On campus?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Goodness.
And so she had to have surgery, so she missed some time, and that just kind of allowed her to reflect even more and just really she fell in love again with the game. And so I jokingly said to her, like, having surgery on your collarbone made your shot a little better, didn't it? But no, she spent a ton of time in the gym, and we've challenged her to be our 3-and-D. You know, when you go to the next level of WNBA, they talk about, like, what kind of player are you? She's a 3-and-D. Janae, we want her to knock down open threes and defend at a high level and go rebound the basketball. And for her, the conversation is simple is special. A lot of times players think they have to go do all these fancy things. Like, simple is special. Knock down open shots, defend at a high level, run the floor and rebound the basketball. And so, you know, it was great to just see her go out there and do that. And she echoes Lauren in the leadership category. She's someone who has been here, and so she takes great pride in passing on to our newcomers, like, what our values are, what our culture is, and, like, what we're the standard of A&M women's basketball.
So she was excited with her performance?
She was.
Yeah. That's always good.
Yeah.
It's always good to come out of that season opener and see how hard you worked and see it pay off. What about the mindset for her coming off the bench, first time in her career at A&M to come off the bench?
She was great. You know, this is what I told her, Jordan, Jordan Webster, Lamaya, and Celeste Blow. I told all of them in front of each other. I called them in and I said, we have 4 starters. We got 2 spots. No, we can take that as nobody's earned a spot, or we can take that as we have 4 starters. And that's what I think. You guys have made it incredibly hard. We have 4 starters. So for this game, it's going to be Lamaya and Bo. Janae, that doesn't mean you're not a starter. Jordan, that doesn't mean you're not a starter. Labaya, that doesn't mean the next game you're not coming off the bench. That's a great problem for us to have, and if we channel that in the right way, it can become our superpower. So I called him in before our game and had that conversation because I told him, I don't want you guys to think because you're not starting you did anything wrong. I literally, for the last 4 days, have been trying to figure it out, and I don't have an answer for you. So this is me being honest and transparent and me challenging you guys to come together and use that as your superpower and know that from game to game it could change. And that doesn't mean anyone did anything wrong. It just means this team is playing a zone, so Jordan's going to start because she's the best shooter we have on our team. It just means that this week in practice, Janae looked a little bit better, so Janae's going to get the start. And they took that really well and just really respected the fact that I would call them in and have that mature conversation with them about who was going to start on the 2 perimeter spots.
It's an opportunity.
Yeah.
See who takes advantage of it and see what happens. Excellent. All right, well, coming up on the show, we will visit with a new assistant coach and recruiting coordinator. That's a mouthful. Alexis Hyder is here. Looking forward to visiting with her. This is the Aggie Basketball Hour with Joni Taylor. We're live from Rudy's Barbecue from Learfield. To give you a VIP Aggie basketball fan experience this year, go to 12thman.com/maroon contest and register. One winner and a guest will receive game tickets, a Joni Taylor autographed basketball, and will be recognized on the video board during the game. Register today at 12thman.com/maroon contest. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, a proud partner of Texas A&M Athletics. We're back at Rudy's Barbecue. It is the Aggie Basketball Hour with Joni Taylor. I'm Steve Miller. Great to have you with us. We're at Rudy's Barbecue here on Harvey Road in College Station until 7 o'clock tonight. And we're here kind of about every other week. I know Lisa was here last week thinking there was a show, but, everybody enjoyed their food anyway. But so we're here. Our next show is Monday, December the 1st. Lisa, it's going to be Monday, December the 1st to be our next show. Oh, it's your mom's birthday. Oh, well, that's great. Oh, congratulations. We'll celebrate if she comes out. That'll be great. That'll be our next Aggie Basketball Hour, December the 1st. The Aggies are getting set to take on Tarleton this Thursday, 11 a.m. at Reed Arena. It's elementary school day, and looking forward to having everybody out at Reed Arena. And then the weekend has the Aggies at Kansas State, 1 o'clock in Manhattan. So a couple of good games coming up. We are excited to be visiting with our new assistant coach and recruiting coordinator, Alexis Hyder. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
Excited to be here. I'm really good.
Yeah?
Happy
Cold?
the weather is getting a little chilly, but not too chilly.
Not too chilly? What do we need to know about Alexis Hyder?
Wow.
What's the 30-second, who is Alexa Hyder in 30 seconds?
A loaded question.
Yeah.
I'd lead with I'm a proud Texan.
Yeah.
I'm from Austin, Texas. I played in this league, so super excited to be back here. Super excited to be a part of the staff. They're amazing people, and I think we're going to do something special here.
You played at North Texas, but also played 3 years at LSU. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And what did you guys accomplish at LSU while you were there?
Not much.
Oh, no.
We were battling with injuries,
Yeah.
but I learned a lot, grew a lot, and we won some tough challenges. So maybe not the overall picture, but we did grow a lot as a program during those years.
Why did you ultimately turn into the coaching path?
I thought that's what all I could be. That was my dream. I was an intern as a strength coach, and I learned in that moment, even at 5 a.m., if you can love this, then this has to be something you want to do. So I played about 5 years overseas, and then after that, I went straight into coaching.
You were a pro player in Europe. So what is the best thing about being an American pro in Europe?
That's a tough question. I would say you get all the shots. You get all the shots, but you also have all the responsibilities, so it makes you grow up immediately, right? The amount of time that you invest in your body and your game is super important. So I learned how to be a better player as well as a better coach in those moments.
What's the most challenging part of being an American pro in Europe?
I didn't speak Swedish. I didn't speak Greek. And I had to learn how to cook really, really fast.
Now, the housing that you have, do the teams look out for you to get the housing, or are you out wandering the streets trying to find a place to live?
No, they provide accommodations, but it's just different. You know, there's no wash and dryer. We're used to that here. So you need to wash and hang, and that was new for me. I had no idea about those things. So housing is usually great, especially it's also built into your contract. So there was no issue there.
How many years did you play out over there?
I played 3 years in Sweden. I played in Australia and also played in Greece.
Australia?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's a nice deal.
Love that.
How many of your friends came to see you play?
None. That's a long flight.
Couldn't convince anyone to come all the way to Australia?
Long flight. It's like 14 hours from Cali. So, but my mom was able to come to Europe, and she went to London, she went to Sweden, so it was awesome.
How fun! And so you finished playing, and that's when you decided it's time to get on with your life. And what was it that had you make that turn? It's like, I've played enough. Now I'm gonna contribute in some other way.
I knew that question was coming.
Yeah.
Those ACL injuries said it's enough.
Yeah.
We have had enough, and I went straight to it. So I actually, when I tore my first ACL, yes, I did too. Tore my first ACL. I went to coach at FIU. I healed, went back to play again in Sweden. Played a couple years, tore my ACL in Greece, and then
was it the same one?
No, I did both.
Congratulations.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Said that was it.
Yeah. So now that how did you find? How did you and Joni hook up here? How did you end up in College Station, Texas?
I've had great conversations with her on the road, and I was like, why is she so sweet? Why does she care? Why does she remember conversations we had months ago? And I just met her. And obviously, if we take it further back, when I played against them at Georgia, I had some silly moments that they probably remember. And they were one of my toughest opponents, because they always got me in foul trouble.
They're going after you?
Why are y'all picking on me? I never lasted a whole. I'm pretty sure I fouled out at least 3 of the 4 times we played them.
Oh my goodness, is that true?
I stayed in foul trouble.
Listen, she's telling half of the story.
Really? It sounds like it was like she was picked on, barely could get any minutes when the dogs came to town. And
when we played against LSU and Lex came on the floor, it was like she was mad that I didn't recruit her or something because like she saw red, like she couldn't miss. So we had to foul her out or she was going to like score 40 points. Like we couldn't guard her. I'm like, when did you start shooting the 3? That's not on the scouting report. Like she would do things that I'm like, where is this coming from? So we tried our best to get her out of the game because that's the best way to guard her is for her not to be out there.
You knocking down threes, you go wink at the bench or give them a little wave as you went by?
I had to do everything I could, okay? They were beating me up in the paint. I had bruises, but I had all the fouls.
It's the way it shakes out, So, Joni, how did this come to be? How did we get Lexus here?
So again, like obviously familiar with her because we coached against her and played against her, and then just when you're on the road, you guys have heard me talk about this before. You just see everybody. Like you're sitting down and you're watching everyone. She was at North Texas for a while, so we're watching similar games, and then she went on to Lindenwood and other places. But every time, like, we saw Lex, like, she would come over, she would speak. She's a hugger. She would hug. How are you doing? She just had this demeanor about her that I just watched. I'm always watching young coaches, seasoned coaches, and I've just kind of got a mental checklist in my mind. And so this year when we knew we were going to expand our coaching pool in terms of hiring more coaches, she was one of the first people that kind of came to mind and to get on the phone and just talk with. And she also knew our staff. She had spent time with Rob and Chelsea. And so she's someone who's played in this league, understands this league, has heard enough and been around other people enough to know what she was walking into in terms of the standard we have and how we're going to do things. And I think that also aligns with who she is as a person.
And so, Alexis, as you take what A&M is offering out into the recruiting field, what is it that makes recruiting for A&M, special for you?
What makes it special for me is we're not chasing any and everything. They say what I would like to say is we try to recruit kids who fit our culture, not just on the court. You can average 40 and not have a great personality, and it won't mesh with our team. So it's important that our program comes first, and we do a lot of homework when it comes to these kids. We're talking to AAU coaches. We're talking to kids that used to play with those kids. We're talking to anybody that's touched these kids just to make sure they fit us so they can buy into our culture, because that's a huge part of what we do here.
Excellent. Well, we're excited to have you and appreciate you sharing a little about yourself. And I'm sure you'll be back, if not on this show, at some point we'll get you back on and looking forward to visiting with you the next time.
Absolutely.
All
Thank
right,
you for having
that's
me.
Alexis Hyder, everybody. Thanks to the generosity of 12th Man Foundation donors, Aggie student athletes have the resources to succeed at A&M and beyond. Start your tradition of support today at 12thmanfoundation.com. We're live from Rudy's Barbecue. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Joni Taylor from Learfield. Aggies Can is celebrating over 2 decades of giving back to our local community. Bring your non-perishable food donations to Aggie Home Events November 15th through the 17th. Electronic donations accepted now through November 30th. Special thanks to Brookshire Brothers, HEB, and KBTX for partnering with our Student Athlete Advisory Committee in support of the Brazos Valley Food Bank and the 12th Can. Text Aggies Can to 83200 or visit 12thman.com/AggiesCan to learn more. We're back at Rudy's Barbecue here on Harvey Road in College Station. It is the Aggie Basketball Hour with Joni Taylor. I'm Steve Miller. Great to have you with us. The Aggies going to take on Tarleton at 11 a.m. coming up this Thursday for elementary school day, and then off to Kansas State 1 o'clock on Sunday. It's a week of purple, so we've got that going for us. Tell us about what to expect from Tarleton.
They play 3 games. And they've been in some games, like they play really fast in transition.
Well, they've had 2 overtime games.
Yeah, I was going to say, they've been in some time and score games already, and so they've been battle tested. But I think what really jumps off the page is how many possessions they get per game. Like, they average 96 possessions a game. That's flying down the court, guys. Just to kind of put that in perspective, like, the former coach at Arkansas, Mike Neighbors, he prided himself on playing fast, and he averaged 90 possessions a game. So there's 6 more past that. And so we've got to do an excellent job of getting back in defense. We spent a ton of time this week working on our transition defense and making sure that we get the ball stopped. And I think if we can force them to play against our half-court defense, I feel good about our chances. But what we cannot do is allow them to beat us down the floor and score easy buckets.
They lost to Arkansas State in overtime, 87-77. That's a lot of points.
Yeah, it is.
And then beat Houston Christian in double overtime, 75-71. Pretty close. Again, that's the 2 wins. They also have a loss thrown in there. I guess Arkansas State, but they had another win thrown in there. They've played a little bit here.
They have.
I mean, that's a big difference than the 1 game A&M has played.
I mean, 3 games in a week is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, we started our season Monday, and they've got 3 games under their belt. And so, again, they've been in blowouts. They've been in 2 overtime games. So there's some confidence that comes with that. I think the other thing that we've got to really do, is make sure we continue to share the basketball and try to get out and run before they get their defense set, because they are going to pack the paint. They're going to dare us to shoot it. We're bigger than they are, although they do have a 6'6" young lady on their roster who just, when she comes in, offensively, everything is to go to her, and defensively, she just stands at the rim, and tries to block everything. So we've got to be creative in moving her away from the basket to create some opportunities for us to get to the rim and score in the paint.
Tarleton is coached by Bill Brock.
Yeah.
His 3rd season, for those of you who may know the name recognition, he was at Baylor, a longtime assistant with Kim Mulkey there for all of their national championships.
Yes.
When Mulkey left, he went on to McLennan for a year, but now at Tarleton, so trying to build something here at the, quite frankly, the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He, obviously Bill Brock is a name that everyone who has been in our game for a while knows. Ton of respect for who he is as a coach. Great person. He's got those young ladies playing really hard. They run some really good stuff. And when Kim left Baylor and went to LSU, he wanted to stay with his grandkids. And so he made the decision to stay in the area they were in so he could be around his grandkids. And so he's now gone, like you said, from McLennan to Tarleton, and they play really hard. His brand of basketball is all over that program.
Yeah, Tarleton's not very far from Waco either. Kansas State, that gets folks' attention on Sunday. Right now they're 2-0. They are playing, getting ready to play Lamar tonight. They beat Tarleton in an exhibition game, still playing those, I guess, 78-57. And they also beat SMU in a
close game.
Wasn't even first to 50 wins, 46-44.
Yeah.
You don't see many of those going around these days.
And you don't see Kansas State only score 46 points.
That's right, yeah.
And they're a team, that can put up a lot of points. And so we're excited about that game. It'll be obviously our first road game, but a Power 4 opponent for us. And so it'll be a good opportunity for us to, again, just measure and see where we are after we get. Obviously, we're not overlooking Tarleton. They're really talented, and they're going to do a bunch of different things, but things really pick up for us after Thursday.
Yeah, just a little kind of a goofy way the season starts with 8 days between games, but it all tends to shake out over the course of the season.
It worked out well for us. I was disappointed. We had Army drop us. This is just my wacky theory. I am going to say it on the radio. If I get in trouble, I get in trouble. They dropped us the same day that President Welsh resigned. That's not a coincidence to me. But anyway.
Yeah, conspiracy theory.
I know.
Taylor.
There you go.
Wow.
But anyway, that left a huge gap in our schedule. Yeah. We were supposed to play them yesterday. But it actually worked out in our favor because it gave our people who had been out from injury, or for Anita and T who didn't, or Jordan who didn't show up until the fall, it gave us more time to play a game, put something on film, and then we had all of the end of last week to just work on us and not focus on another game. And so I actually am happy with how it turned out.
It's a long season. You don't have to play the whole season in the first week.
Right.
All right, we're live at Rudy's Barbecue. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Joni Taylor from Learfield. When you need a new roof or just have a pesky leak, you want to call on the winning team at Schulte Roofing, home of the Bulletproof Roof Guarantee. Get the best. Visit SchulteRoofing.com. We're back at Rudy's Barbecue. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Joni Taylor. A&M going to take on Tarleton this Thursday, 11 a.m. Elementary School Day at Reed Arena. But before them, on a Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. is Beyond Basketball. It's a back community and networking opportunity for women here in the Brazos Valley. That's the second Wednesday of every month through May 6th. Give Angela Jones in the women's basketball office a call for more information. But, Joni, it's always interesting to find out who you have managed to secure as the guest speaker, because it seems like each one seems to top the previous one.
Listen, we had an amazing speaker last month, Danielle Green, who was awarded the Purple Heart for her time. She also played at Notre Dame, so former women's basketball player. She was really good. And then went and served her country, and obviously had a devastating injury on the rooftop of a building she was patrolling. This Wednesday, Angela will just have to be okay. We're bringing in Kristen Dunning. Kristen Dunning actually is from Athens, Georgia, and she was a young person when I first met her because her younger sister came to our camp. But she had eczema and just really had a hard time trying to figure out lotions and soaps for her skin. And so she traveled until she could figure it out, created her own line, went on Shark Tank, and got backing from all of the sharks. And so now she has her own company. And so she's coming here to just talk about that process. She brought some of her soaps with her. She'll be selling some of them on Wednesday, but just really excited to have her share her story and about how just she took matters basically into her own hands. And as women, we do that all the time, right? You got to just figure it out. And so when she couldn't find something that made her body feel good, she created it herself.
I mean, there's a million lotions out there.
Yes.
I mean, you'd have to assume she tried practically all of them in that frustration level. What a fascinating story.
I know. I mean, and as a young person to have that type of attitude to say, I'm just going to go make something myself.
And how did she end up on Shark Tank?
After she started selling it and was having such success, she put it in local stores. She was selling it out of her house. She was selling it at school. Mm-hmm. She just finally said, hey, let's go on Shark Tank and see if I can get some people backing me, and she did. So she has her own website. She has her own soap line, lotion line. It's really, really incredible.
Still a chance for some folks to attend if they haven't signed up already?
Yes, obviously we would love for you to be a member, but you can also pay session by session for each breakfast individually. So show up Wednesday morning. It's on the third floor of Reed Arena from 8 to 9. We start on time. We get you out on time. But it is the biggest blessing you're going to have that week, just to be in a room with like-minded women. We had over 200 women in the room last month. And that's at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so just to be there and to network and to have someone speak life into us and to inspire us and motivate us, it's just a wonderful time together.
I mean, there's really nothing else like it in town.
It's not.
It's really not. It's a very unique event. Yeah. And a great opportunity for all the women to get together. And sorry, fellas, you just have to hear about it.
We have men who come. We have men who come. If you come, we're not going to turn you away. We have men who come and who visit, and we are happy. We take everybody, yes. But the program is catered for For women, yes, it is.
Excellent. All right. Well, it's going to be elementary school day. You've got your earplugs ready to go?
Chelsea wears the earplugs. I just popped 2 Excedrin migraine and a Coke about an hour before the game. But Chelsea, you can't tell because they're clear, but she literally will put in clear earplugs.
Hey, it's the kids love it. It's a great atmosphere, and A&M in Tarleton, 11 a.m. This Thursday morning. Our thanks to Alexis Hyder, who joined us earlier, and to Joni Taylor, engineer Kevin Minchow here, and to Keaton Brightwell back in Jefferson City. For Joni Taylor, I'm Steve Miller. Have a great night, everybody. This is the Aggie Basketball Hour with Joni Taylor from Learfield.